Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
Awesome. Let's see the customer process then. You need to go in list relationships customers. This is a very straightforward navigation. You click on customers and you will be able to see all the customers that are created on this NetSuite account. Let's just wait for a while to open this. And you can see all the customers right now created on my account. You have the customer ID internal, ID name, and all the different information on the customer record. Now here I can see I have 1864 customers. If I need to any sort of analysis, if I need to do any filtration, I can always export these customers in Excel and then, do my bookings as well. This option is always available on all the list forms whenever you're booking NetSuite. Now, if you need to create a new customer, you simply click on New Customer. And this standard customer form would open up. Now, this is the standard form. But again, you will notice a lot of custom fields on this page, which we will not be discussing. But perhaps we'll discuss all the important mandatory fields right. Just like vendors, we have a type. This is the type that will determine whether the customer is a company or an individual. You might be in a B2C business or in a retail business or in a software business where you sell directly to the customers. In your case, the customers could be individuals as well, right? When you select individual, then you have to mandatory. The main name field will become mandatory and you will have to give the individual name, first name, last name. But if you select company, you will notice that the company name will become mandatory and you have to give the company name. We can say there's any company name perhaps. Samsung I can see. Alright, this is my company name. I can create parent-child relationship between my customers as well. Like if there is a group of customers and they have a parent company and I want to establish that relationship between my NetSuite structure as well. I can also give the parent company for this customer that I'm creating right. There will be some situations, in real life scenarios where you have 10 customers. These are 10 different customers, but there is a parent above them who's going to pay their invoices, right? If that's the situation again, in NetSuite, you can select the parent company for them. And later, this parent company would be paying the invoices of this Samsung IMC. Depending upon the business scenarios and operations, you can assign a parent company to this customer as well. But this parent company itself would be a customer to your company. This is not any subsidiary or anything like that. This parent company is also your customer and this child customer is also your customer. We are just creating a parent-child hierarchy between your customer relationship. Then we have the status. Status is customer 1 lost or target 1, whatever. Whenever you're creating a customer, you need to give a status. Since we are directly creating them as a customer, the status would be customer close 1. We will be discussing the status field in more detail when we go in our CRM cycle, where we convert leads to prospects and then prospects to customers. At this point in time, we are directly creating a customer. We'll say the status is close one. Again, you can do categorization between your customers. Just like vendors, you can categorize your customers too. If there are any customers from apparel business, corporate business, hardware business, IT services, retail services, you can add more to this list as well. But you can also categorize your customers just like you do here at vendors. Do you have comments? Just like vendors again, all the fields are pretty much the same and works in a similar manner. You can enter any comments on this customer if you want to capture anything. You have email, phone, fax and alternate phone details that you can also capture on this customer record. And then comes the important part. You have to select the primary subsidiary. Here you will select the subsidiary for which this customer applies to. Let's say GDS Corp. Just like vendor, you need to give one primary subsidiary on the record. And then you can always share this customer amongst multiple subsidiaries as well. If this customer applies to multiple subsidiaries within your group, you can just simply assign this customer to different subsidiaries rather than creating duplicate Samsung INC customer. That option is always available. By default, you need to select one primary subsidiary, and this is going to be GDS Corp in our case. And then these are all custom fields. We'll just quickly skip them out. And here in the relationships, just like vendors, you can also capture your contact information details as well. If this is a company and you need to capture all the relevant key contact persons, you can give the contact name, job title, email, phone, subsidiary role. Just like the vendor record. You have the contact information. If there is any partner, you capture any partner or this customer came from any agency or any partner of yours. You can also, capture partner details on your customer record. Then you have the address field. This is a very important aspect, especially from sales cycle. This is where you can capture the shipping address of your customer and the billing address of your customer. You can edit this and, add your shipping addresses. You can select the country, attention, add receipt phone number, address 1, 2 city state support and whatnot. And there could be situations, in real life where one customer could have multiple shipping addresses or could have multiple billing addresses. You can always come up on the screen and add as many addresses as you want. It's not bound to just have one address. A customer could have multiple addresses as well. Great. Alright. And then we have the sales tab. Here, you can assign your sales reps. In order to cache process, you might also be assigning some sales rep who would be directly working with this customer and perhaps would also be getting some commissions based on any sales that is made to this customer. You can assign any, sales rep on this customer record as well. Let's say Afzal P. Here I could select the role as sales rep and he's the primary sales rep for this customer. I can add them as sales rep. Now this rep is going to be responsible for this particular account that I'm creating. And whenever I create any invoice sales, Afzal P would be my sales rep and would be assigned as a sales rep on all my transactions. Alright, think. I'm going to add another case. Next, this is your first panel account. Populate a list price. If you want to give any discounted price, let's say 15% discount price level. Now, anything that is ordered from this customer, automatically 15% discount level would apply on the sales transaction. This is a very important, and this is where you can select the default price level for this customer. Alright, let's just keep this to list price for now. You can see the primary currency of this customer is USD, and this is all coming from my subsidy that I have selected over here as my primary subsidy. I can change the currency to any other currency in which I need to do business with this customer. You have all the options of currency and you can do that. We'll just keep this to USD. And then we also have terms. If there is any terms, specific terms that you want to give to this customer, let's say net 30 or net 55, net 90, whatever you can just give it over here. And these are all the default terms. Now what will happen is that whenever I create an invoice, automatically the terms that I've set on this customer would come on that transaction. Then you also have a credit limit. There is any specific credit limit that you want to give to this customer, let's say 10,000. And if you don't want to create any further orders for this customer, once the credit limit is reached to 10,000, you can give a credit limit of 10,000 over here and select on the hold as on. Now what will happen is if there is any new receivable from this customer that reaches up to 10,000, then system will stop you from creating any new sales transactions for this customer. You can also have that credit limit check in that suite for this customer. Alright, and then we have the text information. You can enter the text through registration number textable flag. If you want to calculate sales text for against this customer on the sales transaction, you can select the textable flag. If there is any default sales text that you want to have on all the sales transactions from this customer, you can also select the text item. Now what will happen is that next week we'll look for the text item and will automatically populate on your sales transaction. And then you can add multiple currencies for this customer to just like the solid freebies fee. Oh, my page just got refreshed, but I'll just go and show you that. Alright, here you can add multiple currencies. Let's say if you are foreseeing this customer to do business in different currencies with you, USD is the primary currency. But you can add more currencies over here and work with this customer in those. Alright, let me just re-enter the name here. Alright, and I'm gonna give the primary subsidy. Alright. Once you have entered all this in relevant information, you can just simply save this record. Alright, now this account is created in your NetSuite, and now this customer is ready for your transactions. Now, from business point of view perspective, that there will be a team that will be verifying the customers or will be creating the customers, and then the sales team or any other team would be creating transactions or against this customer. The next thing that will happen with this customer is we will receive orders from this customer and we will create a sales order record in next week. Alright. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.